Hey, welcome everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you watching us from. Thank y'all for joining the live stream. Welcome to the NTZ crew. Thank y'all for keeping this a safe and respectable live stream. We do have a new moderator join the NTZ, the Beach of Life, also known as Michael. I want to thank y'all. The subject today is it a fair exchange? Who benefits the most from that foreign or Filipino relationship? Of course, we're going to wait to get a few more people on here before we get started. But thanks, everybody, for all your birthday wishes for my son yesterday. His birthday is November the 3rd. It's November the 4th already here. So it's over with. He was 11 years old, man. And every year he gets 2 birthday cakes, one from me and one from his mother. She tries to keep up with me, but he don't seem to mind. Anybody wants to know the exchange rate today is 50.57 pesos to the dollar. Remember, guys, anytime it's over 50, that's good. I do want to say that I was disappointed in the panel, and I blame that on myself Tuesday. I had the only one who really was giving us some good information was Esmeralda, and her signal was bad. Whenever Filipinas come in contact with Westerners like that, they change, man. And they're always going to sugarcoat it. They're never going to give you the real story. And I apologize for that. But I'll never have another Westernized Filipino that's already been either married or involved with a Westerner ever again. Because they never give you the true story. They're always going to make it better than what it really is. So I'm going to put that on myself. So no more Sex Travel Vlogs, no more Jing in the Philippines, no more of them. I just want a regular Filipino who's, just going to tell you how it really is over here, how life really is over here. What's up, John? I see you. King Arthur from San Diego, good to see you. What's up, Doug Carr? I love LaChan. Just give him a shout out to a couple of regulars I see. Tito Cha. Yeah, the Beach of Life, you are a moderator now. But remember, Levon White, he's the supervisor of the NTZ now. Good to see you, Levon. My phone's been messing up, Levon. So if you've been trying to reach me on WhatsApp, man, it took the WhatsApp app off the phone. Look at this thing. That's what my phone's like. But I'm ready to get a new one, guys, because y'all deserve better. And I apologize if you watched my video today. I actually took my laptop to the park thinking it was going to be better, but it wasn't. It was worse, and I couldn't believe it. What's up, Johnny, Jason Flint? Bobby G. What do you want to be? I'll get you. Carl Vons, what's up, man? Okay, we got 100 people on here. Let me see. All right. So what do y'all think now? Remember, there's no right or wrong answer to this. We can discuss this without arguing, guys. Is it a fair exchange between the foreign and the Filipino relationship? Let me hear what y'all are saying. I say it's not. And, because I'm not afraid to say what's on my mind. It's definitely not when basically all she's bringing to the table is herself. Now, if you only bring to the table yourself, you're going to be rejected. So anybody that says, oh, it's a fair exchange, well, then Tell me your viewpoint. I can't argue your perspective, but I'm just going to let you know that if you only bring yourself to the table, you're going to be rejected. What's up, Mr. GG Zero Money Down Real Estate Structures? I like that. Hello, I'm going to talk. I tell you what, guys, my channel's getting ready to get some help. I met an American yesterday, and I mean, I've met some foreigners and Americans overseas since I've been coming back and forth to the Philippines. But I have to say that this guy's probably the most talented I've ever met. He lives right around the corner from me, as a matter of fact. And he did a drone video for me. Now, I haven't, I've downloaded it on my computer, but I haven't edited it and all of that. My first drone, he's a professional drone operator. He's got two channels. One is G5 Family, and the other is Gale Force Drones. But he's also a music producer. He's got a studio in his house. He's a singer. He plays the bass. He plays the guitar. He plays the keyboard. He's got this elaborate setup, guys. He's going to give me some tips on how to raise the level of my, my videos and stuff, because y'all deserve it, man. I'm telling you. Like I said on the video the other day, the guy says, "Oh, you didn't change." Well, of course, you would think I'm changed after 14 months. I'm not going to stay the same. I want to get better. Every video I do, it prepares me for the next video. Hey, Levon White, thank you, brother, for the super chat. He said, "I agree, it's not a fair exchange, but I would gladly take it." Now, see, you're taking words out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was going to say. Same with Mr. Vegas. He said, "I think the Filipina benefits more, but that's okay by me. I'm happy to hold up my end of the unspoken agreement." What's it say right here? It says, but I'm going to say to both of you guys, this is what I wrote down here. If you don't believe me, I'll show you. Well, you can't see that. Yeah, maybe you can't. It says, we're so desperate and lonely that we will agree to anything, any terms. See, some of us, because some of y'all are sick and you don't even know it. You've been beating on yourself for 18 months. That's abnormal. That's not normal, guys. Okay. I know when I got here in 2009, I was a train wreck. I was selfish, inconsiderate, man, and somebody was going to get hurt fooling with me. But I'm a lot better now. What's up, Ben Casey? Yeah, but some of y'all are sick and you either won't admit it or you just don't know it. There's Buck. Buck, everybody been asking about you, but your Buck he emailed me. He's got a second job as a dishwasher at the local hotel down there, the motel rather, because they ain't got no hotels where he's from. So congratulations, Buck, on that second job you got. At least you earn more than minimum wage now. Rory Bellamy says, "My friend brought his faithful Filipina to the U.S. She is a nurse earning money, married 28 years now. It's equaling out as he has gotten into his 80s and she is 54. Yeah, you would think so. Let's see, 28 years ago, yeah. So is it all about money, though? Let's talk about that. Mark Richard, he says, "I think it's a case by case. In my case, I got a beautiful young Filipina, and I know even though I'm a nice-looking man, I couldn't get a 27-year-old at my age." But is it a fair exchange, though, is what I'm saying. When we get down to the nitty-gritty, when we get down to the root. If you, Mark Richard, only brought yourself to the table, you would have get rejected. You had to bring more than yourself. So, is it a double standard that the woman only has to bring herself to the table? You have to bring more. I promise you. You're going to be rejected. Cliff and Ruth, thanks for the super chat. And I thought you were mad at me, Cliff. I sent you a couple of emails, and I even commented on one of your videos. You didn't respond because I said that money exchange between you and your wife the other day was funny. Somebody asked you, had you ever sent her money before? That was hilarious to me. I think that'll make a good video for you guys. What? Oh, okay, yeah. She's going to take this thing and see if they can fix it. I doubt it. I'm going to buy me a Samsung. He says, after what I've received from my wife, I would gladly take what Ruth gives me. It's not a fair exchange, but acceptable for me. Yeah, now, y'all been together now, Cliff, see, to be honest, for 5 years, right? I mean, initially, when is it a fair exchange when y'all, when what you're bringing and what she's bringing? Because Ruth was honest. She said she didn't have nothing when y'all met. You had everything. And do you really think that if you only brought yourself to the table, would you have been accepted? Kuya Buffalo Dan says, it's a perfect exchange when you look at what you would have to give and get in a Western relationship. Okay, but are we giving the Filipina the benefit of the doubt? Why are we giving her the benefit of the doubt when we won't give the women at home the benefit of the doubt? They're going to at least be bringing something close to the table with you because, but the Filipina, she doesn't have to have anything. Thank you for the super chat, JX. He says a fair exchange because you're getting more than you would get in your country. Yeah. Now, remember, guys, there's no right or wrong answer to this. To be honest with you, it's just, I just want to hear some people's viewpoints. I don't think it's a fair exchange. I think that you just got to be all right with it. Like me, I'm okay with it, but it's not a fair exchange. Everything that y'all said, I agree with, but that doesn't make it a fair exchange. But if it makes it a fair exchange to you, who am I to argue? Hey, Jay Franklin, thanks for the super chat. Say, yeah, Cliff, how much did you send? 10 grand? Throwing Sparks says, shouldn't we all be in a state of continuous improvement? Absolutely. But some guy told me I changed. This is my 14th month throwing Sparks, by the way. You would think that my videos would be a little bit better, my content, my delivery. If not, then what am I doing? To be honest with you. But yeah, I think we are. And whether it's a continuous improvement or not, it's continuous change. We're changing. Mr. Vegas says, I've been beating on myself a lot longer than 18 months. Well, that's, yeah, that's not normal. Being age, you know that. But a lot of us are sick. We won't admit it, man. John says, I'm very happy with my exchange. Wait. Oh, okay. Alman says, the fair exchange is they make each other happy. I'd rather focus on making money and the woman focus on the family. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. John says, I'm very happy with my exchange. In the U.S., I spent a lot more and got a lot less. And John, I'm going to quit answering your questions because John's never given me a super chat, believe it or not. He's never donated not one peso to my channel. Why are you? Is that a fair exchange, John? Hey, Levon White, thanks for the super chat. Said, Calvin, it's like running from a fire. I don't know what's in the next room, but the rooms in the west are on fire. Well, the whole house is on fire, to be honest with you, over there. If you watch my video, man, I love America. It's a lot of things I miss about America, but it's a lot that I don't miss, Levon White, and relationships. I should have said that. I don't miss those relationships over there. I don't miss the bigging and all of that. Believe it or not. Caveman, see, it's not just the Western women, it's also the Filipinos' lifestyle that the Western woman would not like or put up with. Cliff and Ruth said, Jay Franklin, the truth is not big money, but if it was $10,000, it would be worth it. Yeah, right now. But remember, we're gambling. Your gamble paid off so far. Remember, the average length of a marriage is 8 years. When an American is involved, it's 8 years. So you're still on your honeymoon, Cliff, but you're winning right now. Gibbles Pascac says, if you live in the Philippines, the community that you two live in benefits the most. The injection of $1,500 into the community can benefit the entire community. I believe that. And me and the gentleman were talking about that last night, something to that point. When I told him, I said, he asked me why I help the way that I do. And I was just telling him that, I'm not going to be successful and living a comfortable life and close by. Sometimes right on the same street, you're going to see people struggling over here. That's just not who I am. Does it make me a saint? No, but this is how I was raised. I'm going to help people. Because some people say, well, it's not my responsibility. It's the government's responsibility. And, I don't knock you for that. It's your money. You spend it the way you want to. But the expats that I see that prosper the most over here, they give back. My next door neighbor, he's a member of a group called the Gentlemen's Club, and they do a lot as far as education and stuff for this community. I mean, in my humble opinion, it's unthinking of you to come over here and live and not give something back. Look at all you're getting. See, that's the only way it's a fair exchange. When you include everything, not just the woman. But we don't want to include everything. All we want is the woman. That's all we want. And I'm trying to give y'all a heads up, man. There's a whole lot more over here than that. What's up, Jay Franklin? Thanks for the super. They said, okay, Cliff, copy. Yeah, you're going to, Cliff, he's winning now. So far his investment paid off because that's what it is. It's an investment, guys. That's all it is. I mean, how else can you look at it? And then she told on you, Cliff. She said, you didn't get the cookies. You didn't get the milk. You had to buy the cow first. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Robert Philippines, here I come, Jones. He said it. John Wells. Let's see what he said. Yeah, that's a hell of a name right there. What did he say? Wow. Yeah, retired 2019. Well, that's how people stay cheap. I mean, that's how they get rich. To be honest with you. Well, hell. Oh, here it is. Sorry. Robert, Philippines, here I come. Jones said, John Wells, okay, and thanks. I kept calling Mississippi State Police to see if they had a buck in custody. Now I know it's James Lance. Damn, Buck. He says, I don't think it's a fair exchange because the woman benefits more than the man. Absolutely. Now, like I said before, I'm going to take this on me. That panel I had the other day, man, was like this. And it wasn't their fault, it was mine. I'll never have another westernized, and when I mean westernized, I just mean a Filipino that's already been involved with a Westerner, a foreigner, or married to one, because they're going to always sugarcoat it, guys. The only one that doesn't sugarcoat is Esmeralda, and she didn't have good coverage. Those are the type of women I'm going to have on here because you're going to learn more from them. You're not going to learn anything from these, you know, the ones that are already married to married to foreigners and stuff. They're always going to sugarcoat it. They're always going to make it better than it really is. I'm living over here, and I just sit back and listen to them like, wow. You know, I don't want, you know, people say, oh, you're hard on them. I'm not. You know, you got to understand, I'm a moderator. I'm the interviewer. And you saw it was an obvious language barrier there. And sometimes, you know, you have to keep the conversation going. You got to pry and push. You know, this stuff I've learned over time. Or you're not going to get anything out of them. There's no sense in having a panel. Thanks for the super chat. He said, I voted. He said, thanks, Calvin. Here's a little help with moving expenses, man. I tell you what, now we've got the Fiesta going on now. The Pinta Flores Fiesta here. So won't nothing get done this week. And I'm doing everything I can not to go crazy. Darren Hagerman says it's not an equal exchange, but it is a fair exchange as far as I'm concerned. Okay, what are you talking about, Darren? Be a little bit more specific about that. Because if the two people, so this would make it an equal exchange, right? If the two people are bringing the same thing to the table. The reason I say it's not fair, now this is just my opinion, is because all she is expected to bring is herself to the table. If you bring yourself to the table, you're going to be rejected. You're not going to be accepted. You're not going to get past first base, okay? And, you know, a lady was already talking about 70% love, 30% money. Yeah, because you've already been dealing with foreign men. You already got a nice little channel, and you're getting $30 out the woo-ha. So now you're going to talk about love. I'm sorry. Thanks, Gerald Mitchell, for the super sticker. Hey, Cliff, thanks for the super chat. He said, Calvin, I had no choice. We had a chaperone till we were married. How about this? Been 2 years between Thailand and the Philippines. I'm okay. Yeah, good. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, Cliff. You got a good one. Massacre 0919 says 18 months is a long time. Yeah, see, you know, beating your dick for 18 months is not normal, guys. So I don't know. A lot of you guys are sick and you just won't admit it, or you don't know it. Hey, Mr. Vegas, he said, your delivery is your strength, Cal. I really don't care about drone footage or production values. Yeah, thank you. I just want y'all to hear me clearly. That video today, it was low, man. I was shocked. I was like, wow, this old expensive-ass laptop I bought a year ago, or somewhere around a year ago, January or something like that, a Yahweh. Is that how you can pronounce it? Yahweh from China. It's foolish, man. But guys, we're already behind the 8 ball when we get over here. Remember, we're paying for that ticket, man, to get over here. A round trip ticket, by the way. Don't try to come over here with a one-way ticket. You may get lucky, but I doubt it. That's expensive. And then once you get over here, you know, you're going to have to pay for the hotel. You got to do everything. This is all up front. That's what I was telling you on the video the other day about the rules. We got to pay for this stuff in advance. We don't have a choice. It's not like you got a choice. Hey, Jay Franklin, thanks for the super chat. He says, when Mac game fail, offer cash. It works here in the U.S. too, Cal. Yeah, well, ain't no Mac game over here. They're not listening to that Mac game. To be honest with you, I tell you, you know, if you come to the table just bringing yourself, you're going to be rejected. Shadow Chaos 288. So I agree with you, Sunshine. It's never equal change. Accept me for who I am. Yeah, right. Yeah, see, that's the thing. And then once You've done everything. This is coming, guys. If you think you only hear it in the West, this is coming. They'll say stuff like, I didn't ask you to come here. I didn't ask you to do that, to buy this, etc. That's the type of stuff that's going to drive you crazy. See? But yeah, I won't get any more. I was disappointed in that panel, Jason. John Wells says, I think it's fair. Yeah, well, we can't argue with that, John. He said Calvin John is tight wide John. Yeah, my niece's birthday was, John, we was doing a live stream. I said, John, it's her birthday. I said, oh, yeah, it is. He wouldn't even give the girl 20 pesos for her birthday. Hey, James Lyons. He said, sick with what, Cal? Are you a clinical psychologist? A therapist? He said, stop it. You're not qualified for that. And everyone is different. Yeah. No, I'm just saying, guys, you know, you're not going to admit it, Bob. Anyway. But like I said, beating yourself for 18 months, that's not normal, Bob. Hey, Robert, Philippines, here I come, Jones. Thanks for the super chase. Calvin, I believe it's a fair exchange compared to Western women. We all have to understand that what we invest in a Filipino will outweigh what we invest in a Western woman. The average Filipino expectations, I believe, is a lot less than what the Western woman expects. I've got to agree with you because you're saying that word. It's an investment, guys. That's what it is. I know it sounds cringy, man, but it's true. That's what it is. And some of us get our money back on the investment. Some of us don't because we got to put so much up front. And, you know, there's no guarantee that you're going to get a return. To be honest with you. Yeah, Cliff said, damn, I thought I was good. I got 3 more to get out of the honeymoon. I hope we make it. It's about 8 years, man, believe it or not. Me and my, I did 18 years with my American wife, 8 with my Filipino wife. It was right at 8 years when we, hey, thanks, Charles Soros, for that super sticker. It was almost exactly 8 years when we, well, it was 8 years when we split. But here's that one from Robert Philippines, here I come, Jones. Yeah, it's an investment, guys. As long as you got that in your mind and you can, you're okay with that, then you're not gonna have a problem. But it's the guys, the men going their own way, and these Mac Daddy guys who think they're gonna come over and get something for nothing. These are the ones that are gonna have a problem. Some men going their own way. They're saying, hey, they sworn off women, Western women, for good. Lynn San Diego, how you doing? She said, just check the flights. Oh my God, 1,800 round trip average. No way. Yeah, it's going to be like that for right now because there's not as many flights in the air. And that's what me and one of my subscribers, man, we were having going back and forth. He told me that doesn't have an effect on the price of the ticket. I said, you're crazy. It does. We're nowhere near pre-pandemic numbers. I mean, we're at a fraction of it. And it does have a lot to do with it. That's why I was telling him, you know, even the day you buy it, how far in advance you buy it, it all has something to do with it because I remember I told you I paid $3,800 for a round trip ticket to the Philippines before in 2009. The man who was sitting next to me, he paid less than $700 for his, sitting right next to me. Hey, you dirty puppy, good to see you. He said, Percy Ramsey says, your credit is bad in the U.S., you pay more for everything. we are coming over as damaged goods. So like damaged credit, we pay or put up more to get what we want. So pay or stay, your choice. Yeah, I have to agree with you. And you know, they've got us fooled over there in America, making us think that having good credit is a privilege. Yeah, a privilege to go into more debt. And that's what they want. So they'll give you that 800. You know, I think the highest I've ever seen was 800. No, my first insurance manager, his name was Wayne Tipton. He had an 850. And I'm going to tell you why. I was one of those, when I started out, I was one of those old debit agents. You know, where you go to the people's house and you collect their insurance and you put it in the computer and everything like that. Well, every month, every first of the month, we would cash checks. So what he would do, he would go to the bank next door and he would get like a $50,000 line of credit. And he would, you know, dole out the money to each of us to cash the checks in the hood and all of that. It was a dangerous job, but nobody ever bothered me. But he paid this back in like 3 to 5 days. And he did that around every year. And he had an 850. It's the only one I've ever seen. Wait. Oh, okay. He says, I tried 2 times to send my last comments to Super Chat. They probably, if your credit score ain't 700 on here, LaVon White, you can't do a Super Chat. Now, I don't know what's going on, LaVon, really. Mr. Vegas said, my credit score is 793. Wow. And that's high. He said, but it doesn't matter. I never borrow money. Debt is slavery. It is. But it'll have us think, oh, it's a good thing until you have to pay it back. And they get you for that. But, you know, you pay less interest and everything. Robert, Philippines, here I come. Jones says, Sunshine shows, I believe every relationship is some type of investment. Think about all the dates, dinners, trips, movies, etc. We put up so much money before we are even official. Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. But here it's a little bit different because imagine how many dates and dinner trips and movies that you would have to go to in America just to make one trip over here to the Philippines, to buy the one ticket. And then remember, you can't just snap your finger and be in the Philippines. You got to make that just a brutal 18-hour flight, a 14-hour, whatever it is. And guys, if you've never been over, I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just letting you know. When you get over here, you better get what you pay for because it's a long way. Mo says JFK to Bangkok, $800 round trip. Now that sounds more like it. I paid less than $600, about $600 for me, my son, and my wife when we came over in 2018. Gizmo73 says, I worked for an airline for 20 years. The one thing that is for sure is that everyone on the plane is paying different prices. Absolutely. I have to agree with you there because we're buying our tickets at the different times. And I made so many flights over here that I want to say, I don't know how long it took me, but it didn't take me long. I was up to a silver medallion, frequent flyer in Delta. And 2 times they bumped me up to first class. And there's nothing, if I could fly first class all the time, man, I would. There's nothing like first class. It's totally different. If you've never flown first class or business class, you owe it to yourself. You know, if I ever have to go back home, I promise you, man, I'm just going to pay that extra money. I don't think I could take it anymore. Riding in that coach for that long, to be honest, man. Yusuf Amar Habib says, I'm under the impression that credit is a lot less important in the Philippines. Absolutely. I don't even know if they have as a matter of fact, I tried to find it. They don't have a national, like a TransUnion anything like that. They do have some way to check your credit if you're going to go buy a car, but nothing really like that. The masses, they don't check credit. You go in there and, if you know somebody that bought something there before, like my girlfriend got her motorcycle. We paid it off in like 4 months, right? So if she was to take somebody over there, like her daughter or somebody, and say, hey, give them some credit, they'll do it. It's more like that. Because they'll come over here and, repossess your stuff in a minute. They always have those repossession sales here. You can get some big deals on them too. Yeah, somebody said 15 hours. Yeah. Wait. Who said that? Because, that's still a long way, guys. Yeah, here, I love the chime. He says 15 hours Los Angeles to Manila. Now, that's what is that? That's just a straight flight, right? You're not stopping or anything. Dan Stevens says, Brother Cal, I'm in trouble. I made my fiance mad, but I love her. I want to spend my life with her. I'm invested in our relationship. Tell me, bro, what's going on, man? Alexander Neverman said, you guys got going to Magic City, spending more than a trip to the Philippines. Yeah. Now, one of the things I don't miss about America is how expensive it is over there. And we waste a lot of money over there. I mean, like it's nothing. I see the money that's being wasted, and it drives me crazy. And we always come up there, well, it's money, he can spend any way he wants to. That's bull crap, man. Believe it or not. It's baloney, man. Don't buy into that. And I just want to say, man, my heart goes out to the family, the young girl that was killed in that Henry Ruggs III accident, guys. But look, don't kick that man when he's down. He's 22 years old. He's never been in trouble before. Put your hands up if you was 22 and you didn't make stupid decisions that only through some divine intervention you didn't kill somebody or kill yourself. This is another thing that I don't miss about America, man. We're extremists, man. Where's the forgiveness? It's supposed to be a Christian nation and all of that. Man, and then the Raiders, you're going to release the man? I mean, whatever happened to guilt? I mean, innocent until proven guilty. It's like, man, we're on a slippery slope over there, guys, and we just sit back and let it happen. We don't even say nothing about it. That's what pisses me off. You're gonna side with Oakland Raiders. You signed a contract with that man. Okay, he made a mistake. He's 22 years old. Oh man, y'all don't want me to start on that. That's the reason I don't miss America, man. It pisses me off when something like that happens. Yeah, young lady lost her life, and it's a damn shame. Okay, because she'll never come back. Life is sacred, man. I'm not taking away from that. I'm saying, okay, no matter what we do to him, we can't that accident cannot unhappen. Okay, so now it's all about punishment over there. Nothing about forgiveness. The cat's 22. Wow. What pissed me off was the Raiders released the man. As long as he's making y'all money, it's okay. He could have maybe I'm biased because, I'm a recovering alcoholic, man. Maybe that's why. I know that it's deeper than just going out drinking. They crucifying him over there in the press. Man, it's shameful, man. I tell you, it's so bad over there, man. And what pisses me off is the people, we just stand by and let it happen. We don't care. Mr. Vega said all relationships are transactional, whether lovers, friendships, or business. Both parties want something and they agree to terms they can live with. Yeah. But is it fair? Then when you go into a business, I would say a fair exchange would be okay. You're going to do just as much as your partner. It wouldn't be a fair exchange. Why would you do more than your partner and then y'all split the proceeds or the profits from the business? Is that fair? We're talking about fair, guys. We're not talking about equal. James Lyons said, yes, Brother Calvin, you're biased. Okay, well, that's your opinion, bud. Thank you. But I'm just saying, he's a 22-year-old man, never been in trouble with the law. Goes out, gets drunk, and you know something, guys. There's nobody more powerful than these journalists and these prosecutors over there. They can spin a story, man, and they can make it so believable. How many innocent people, I'm not talking about him being innocent, put in jail because of the expertise of these prosecutors over there. Yeah, Malcolm McNiff says, funny how a guy can demand a Filipino be attractive, but they don't feel like they should have to pay anything. I'd say if you have a problem with this unspoken agreement, you probably don't need to be over here. Iskandari says, the only way I fly, I hear you, man. What's up, brother? Because I tell you what, man, I wish I could fly first class all the time. I'd be going everywhere. Yeah, Jose, wow, first class never have would be cool. It is. I mean, look, now you talking about I'm just a regular Joe. I just so happen to be bumped up twice on my way back. Never coming to the Philippines, but I was on the way back on Delta. And the minute I get on there, man, they take your coat, they hang it up. It's food and drinks the whole trip. You got the big TV. You can grab, you know, you're basically living in a seat bed. You got the real blanket. You got the real forks and spoons and plates. You know, you can have pancake for dinner, guys, if you want it, to be honest with you. Darren Hagerman says, in response to your equal fair question, for me, equal is how I rate a purchase, i.e. goods and services. Fair is how I look at agreements and bartering. If both sides are happy, content is fair. Okay, I agree with you. There's no right or wrong answer, guys. I'm just saying. That's why I asked the question, is it a fair exchange? I didn't say it's not a fair exchange. I said, is it? I want to hear from y'all because as long as you're okay with it, that's the whole point. Because as long as you're okay with you bringing more to the table, much more, and paying for everything in advance, up in full, you know, not without any guarantees, then who am I to argue with you? Yeah, this is what happened to me, Gizmo. He said the best way to upgrade the biz class is accumulate credit card points. I was just, I'd accumulate so many points on my frequent flyer card. Because, I mean, when you fly from Chicago to Manila and back, you got really 16,000. Then they give you bonus points and all of that. It's really, it adds up real quick. Mr. Vegas, I forgot you're in there. He said, I drove through the Ruggs accident site today near Tropicana at Rainbow. I can't see how he was going 160 on that street. Yeah, but see, they're going to make him go 160. They're always going to build that up, man, and they're going to crucify this young man. The young lady's already lost her life. Okay, he's got enough money. Sue him. But why ruin his life? I mean, you cannot make that accident unhappen. And see, that's the problem. It's all about revenge over there. It's all about punishment. If you're not going to be able to redeem a 22-year-old for something like this, not like, you know, they're even saying that he intentionally did it. See, this is what gets me angry. No. As a drinker, how many times I got behind that wheel? You know, man, I'm going to tell you. Y'all don't want me to start on that, man. It's really a sad. No winners in that. Caveman C says, "Hell, I'm just lucky I never got caught with anything Then I grew up and started to behave. You're never a criminal until you get caught. That's right. That's exactly right. I learned that in my sociology class. You know, who's really a criminal? Just the people who get caught? Because you don't get caught, that you're not a criminal. Yeah, I got my business class was free, but it just depends. If I was coming here on a long trip to the Philippines, man, if you can afford a first class, you better get it. Uh, I would feel terrible. Brian Nichols said, "Cal, how would you feel if Booty was killed by a drunk driver?" I would feel terrible. There's nothing I could feel, that, but there's nothing I could say really that could tell you how I would feel. Okay, but this is the but. Is punishing him or her, the drunk driver, going to make matters better? No, because guess what? They just said, it said 28 people die, 28 innocent people, by the way, die every day in the United States, from being killed by a drunk driver, like every 52 minutes or something like that. So look how long we've been punishing people. It's not going to change. They knew when they created these cars, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't believe me, look it up, and planes and everything, that there's a certain amount of people going to die every year. That doesn't justify it. That's not what I'm saying. But they know when they put that cell phone in people's hands behind that wheel, they were going to kill people. They knew that. Alcohol, they were going to kill people. Punishing these people like that is not going to make it better. Hello, man, Bunta. Let's try to help the people. It's 22, man. Hey, Papa Kiko, thanks for the super sticker. Iskandari TV, thanks for the super chat. He said, Cal, that's not the good part. They will book your ticket at your house, check bags in, and pick you up, take you to the airport. Wow. Bypass the ticket desk. See, that's what happened to me. That's when I knew something was going on when I was in Manila. I'm in this real long line, and you know how they come by and they I showed the lady my damn silver medallion card, man. She took me all the way to the front, straight through. All I had to do was pay my terminal fee. Yeah, James Lang said, Brother Calvin, I have also been wrong, but people are out to get you if they catch you. Yeah, they're going to crucify him. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. They've already made their intentions to do that. Honestly. Yeah, Buck's back. He got a second shift job washing dishes at the Continental Motel on 6th and Broadway in Mississippi. Yeah, Mr. Vegas said, back in the day, I got behind the wheel drunk probably 10 times. Very lucky I didn't kill myself or someone else. We never take stuff into consideration like that. A lot of these judges sitting behind these benches, they piss me off because you done effed up in your life. You done screwed up. And a lot of you are biased when it comes to stuff like that. And, this isn't really a debate, guys. We don't want to argue about this. I'm just saying that it's a sad situation, man. And, maybe he should do a jail time, retired 2019. But should his life be over? Is all I'm saying. But he's 22, Thomas H. Okay. A lot of us, our grass is high as hell in our backyard, and we looking at somebody else's yard telling them, hey, you need to cut your grass. And that's the problem I got over there. A lot of these guys, they live these glorified lives, you know, and because we put celebrities and sports figures on such a high pedestal, we can't wait to tear them down. Yeah, I agree with that. Drunk murder is a serious charge and deserves a serious, I guess you're saying a serious penalty. I agree with that. I agree with that. But do you crucify a 22-year-old? When do we ever forgive him? Is that going to bring the lady back? Well, actually, this isn't true. Somebody said you can't get in with a felony, but he said if you get caught being a criminal, kiss your trip to the Philippines goodbye. I don't think they let you in. There's no way they can really check. Unless you're on the blacklist or unless you're on the do not fly list, there's no way the Philippines is going to be able to check. They don't check your criminal history when you get in here. Will the State Department and Homeland Security take your passport for certain crimes? I'm sure they will, to be honest with you. Harold Till says first class ain't all that. 777 is good leg room. First class is just an extra slice of bread. Yeah, I just think that, you know, as far as I'm concerned, you only live once. You don't get a second chance. If you can afford it, why not? That's why they got it. If you think that it's not different because you never flown first class before, if you think that first class it's not that big of a difference between coach, you're out of your mind. It's because you've never flown. I'm talking about first class. I'm not talking about business class. Mike C said they're going to make an example out of him, unfortunately. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Putting an NFL team in Las Vegas was a bad idea. You know, about as bad idea as it is giving these young guys all this money like that, all at once like that. They tried to have, they tried to make all these old rookie rules and contract rules. That didn't work. Instead of giving all their money up front. I don't know what the answer is. To be honest with you. Ophidian says, my saddest time in court was when a drunk driver got sentenced. The pain, sorrow could have been cut with a knife. Yeah. It's nobody wins in that. But we're always talking about forgiveness over there. We don't forgive. We certainly don't forget. And I just think that, crucifying a 22-year-old, that's young, man. I don't know how society's going to be any better for that. They did Michael Vick, and you see they still fighting dogs, still killing dogs. It's still the whole big deal over there. It's not going to do it, man. They do that. PETA, it was a chance for them to put their agenda out there. Hey, Franz, what's going on? Franz Prazio Jr. said, thanks for the super chat. He said, Calvin, these are the things I told you why I'm fed up with America. Yeah, it's a lot. I did a video today, the things I don't miss about America. And one of them, man, we're over the top over there, guys. Everything's over the top. 28-inch rims, gold rims with 20 speakers in the back and, all that speckled paint, candy paint. And, it's not even that, It's just over the top. I don't miss it. There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't miss it. I live a simple life over here, man. It's too expensive. It's so expensive over there that we're okay paying $200 for a pair of Jordans that cost $5 over here. They make them for $5, to be honest with you. We don't care about that stuff. We're wasteful, and I don't miss it. Frank takes a Calvin, I drink, but I know that I have to wait 1 hour for every drink that I have. Yeah. See, you're responsible. I wasn't that responsible, Frank. If it was, There was no need of me to even go seek some help for drinking. Hell, the only reason I waited an hour after every drink was I didn't have any money. I was broke, to be honest with you. Yeah, you're one of those guys. You're responsible, man. I'm not a responsible drinker. To be honest with you. And see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This type of attitude right here. Adam Chin would say, yeah, Ruggs can sit in prison and think about how boss and flossing he is. See, from a distance, man, from a distance, we envy these guys. We want to see them do bad. See? And that's all I'm saying. Philip Rogers. He said, I bought a 2019 Santa Fe, brand new. Went to pick up a girl on the date. She said my car was not good enough. Yeah, you're going to get that. Ladies Love Me said, the 18-year-old boy that killed those protesters might get off. Well, it's America, man. When you got a sympathetic judge and all of that. ZVBX says, don't drink. Well, I wouldn't go that far. We don't have to go on a crusade. But if somebody has a problem with drinking, let's get them some help. Let's see what he's saying. Because I think he's going away. He says, Pierre Bernard says, I'm sure it's in his contract that the team could release him over certain acts, whether accidental or not. If not, his agent could sue the team over breach. Yeah. Those are one-ended contracts a lot of times, by the way, with even for the superstars, they put these moral clauses in, and a lot of times that's what stops a lot of athletes from giving back and working with certain individuals in the community, because the league looks at it as a moral clause. And, so they have to give their money under the table and all of that. But I'm just saying the loyalty always rides with the players, never the coaches or the colleges or the pro teams. AC King says, everybody makes mistakes to one degree or another. It's true his mistake was severe, but one short of the grave should be barred from forgiveness. It's the basis for our religions. Yeah, and we're not going to get into religion, AC King. Because like I said before, my father was a preacher, and, they cherry-picked the Bible. It's a lot of stuff in that Bible, guys. Than the little stuff that we pull out of it. It's some crazy stuff in that Bible, and that you don't go by. So don't cherry pick it and bring out the stuff that benefits us, because there's some crazy stuff in that Bible. Trust me. Well, Roy Jones, yeah, maybe him, but it's not going to stop people from dying from drunk drive, from innocent people from being killed by drunk drivers. See, how's the death penalty going? How's that deterring people from committing heinous acts and stuff? It doesn't, because most people who get behind the wheel drunk, they don't think they're ever going to get caught. They don't think they're going to be involved in an accident. They certainly don't think they're going to kill anybody. It's the same with all criminals. You say, well, why did you do it? They can't give you, you say, why did you do that knowing everything that you have at stake? It's because they never thought about getting caught. So they never think about it. Pete Teller says, being young is no excuse for our mistake. Most crimes and foolishness are committed in our youth. Stats prove this. Age should not be a reason to excuse our actions. Also, we should hold parents liable. Yeah, but see, that's the hypocrisy of society, P. Taylor. Okay, you can't join the service till you're 18. You can't vote till you're 18. You can't buy liquor till you're 21. But then you say age don't make a difference. Well, if it doesn't, then let a 16-year-old go into the service. Let him buy a gun. Let him enjoy the life that everybody else enjoys if age doesn't mean anything. Why even have an age of consent? It's just, it's the contradiction of everything. Rusty says we build them up and celebrate when they fall. Yeah, absolutely. And we love it. We love it when they fall. Hey, Jason, thank you, brother. Take care. He said you can join before 18. Okay. Can you actually go in there? Or you have to have your parents sign or something like that? Adam Chambers said, no, Calvin, I'm mad Ruggs didn't rear in my ex-wife. Yeah. But is that even fair? Is that a fair exchange, Frank? What you're saying? He said, Frank Tate says, Calvin, being that I'm black, I know that I can be stopped by the police when I have not done anything wrong. That is why I know I have to be clean when I'm driving. So you're okay with that double standard? Because no matter what we do, it's not going to change. We've tried everything, Frank. No matter how good you are, it doesn't matter. Cliff and Ruth said, Calvin's correct. I'm a substance therapist, and all my clients, all, said they didn't think it would happen to them. Well, I'm surely didn't think it would have happened to me, even though my mother told me, it was like she had a crystal ball. She told me everything that was going to unfold in my life if I ever started drinking and using drugs. And everything that she said, she did. Caveman says all about alcohol locks on every car, every new car. How would that work anyway? Believe it or not. Retired 2019 said, Calvin, my lady friend had one drink tonight and I drove. She is sleeping and I'm watching your live stream for exchange. Yeah. Let's see. S. Anderson that said there are always racist people, sadly. Yeah. I didn't even talk about that stuff on my video today, But I surely don't miss that. Roy Faulkner said, hey, Calvin, how's the moving timeline coming along? It's yesterday was 1 month since we finished the house. Nothing. And I'm just doing everything really to keep them going crazy. I've gotten used to being over here and things not, well, let me put it like this, to expect the unexpected, Roy. And that's where I am. And that's what I would suggest anybody to do. Yeah, King Garth, I agree with you. But just remember that when it happens to you, or when something happens to you, we're quick to point that finger. Remember, it's 3 pointing back. Yeah, we always want to throw the rug, the kitchen sink at somebody until it's us. That's all I'm saying. when I see that young man, I see myself. I see my son, you know. Dodger Blue said, when your kids leave the house every day for school, hug them and tell them make good decisions. You will be amazed at the results. Yeah, that's a great idea. There is something called a subconscious mind, and it's real. If you just keep feeding that, what you put in, you're going to get out. You put positive in there, you're going to get out positive. You put negative in there and negative images and all that. That's what you're going to get out of that. A lot of these deranged killers, man, they come from some messed up upbringing in childhood, guys. Skeptical Sorcerer says the death penalty is not a deterrent, then kill them anyway. If you kill one, you're a murderer. But if you kill a million, you're a conqueror. Yeah, that's the contradiction of it. Oh, okay, Cliff. He said there's a camera and breathalyzer in the vehicle. It will not start if they have alcohol in the breath. But see, doesn't the way we pamper and put these athletes and entertainers and rich people on pedestals, doesn't that play into this I'm bigger than the rules sort of thing? Doesn't it play into that I can drive 150 miles an hour down the street in Vegas and get away with it? Pete Teller says we need to know that some youth today use age as an excuse to commit heinous crimes, knowing judgment will be solved more even with money and social status. I don't believe they even think like that. Now they do. They sell drugs. They know that, yeah, if you're under 18, you get caught selling drugs. More than likely, you're going to get, you're not going to get these old crazy kingpin sentences. But today is so different over in America. If you commit murder, man, I don't care how old you are, they're going to get you, man. You're going to pay a price. You're not getting off soft. Maximus says, I thought your builder was a local government employee. I would think he would pull strings to get the water and electricity connected at your house. Well, I thought so too. I thought they were responsible for that. But remember, man, I'm in the Philippines. This isn't, it probably works that way at home where you live, but it don't work that way all the way over here. Believe it or not. And like I said, I've gotten to the point where I've been able to deal with expecting the unexpected over here. If you don't, man, you're not going to make it over here. You're going to lose your mind. You're going to get to arguing and something, and it's going to be crazy, man. I don't understand what you're talking about, Paul Smith. He said, what is just outcome, Calvin? I'm not able to follow you on this. You mean on the, I'm saying, well, I know trying the man in public is not just, Paul. Okay, let's just keep it right there, because that's all it is right now. I know that's not just. I know that, trying the man in the public eye, which is what we do over there. We're not getting fair trials anymore, man. When you get in high-profile cases like that, do you really think R. Kelly got a fair trial, man? You're crazy, man. People ain't getting no fair trials over there. These high-profile cases. How you going to get a jury together that didn't hear about that? That's not going to hear about this Henry Ruggs III case. And then by the time they get it, their minds are going to be so poisoned by all of this media and stuff thrown out there. They're already talking about, oh, yeah, look at the ads right now, these headlines. The man hasn't even went to court yet. So, yeah, I can tell you what isn't just, and that's not just, Give the man his day in court, man. But our problem is, as citizens, we just sit back and allow it to happen. Y'all don't understand that eventually you're going to be the one that it's going to affect. It's the same with all these murders, man. I don't know anybody in my community that hasn't been touched by these murders. But we won't stand up. We won't do anything about it. We keep thinking that the police is going. Police don't prevent crime. They solve crimes. If they got, and then they don't do that well unless they got all the evidence and different things like that. It's going to take us, the community, to do it. We're sitting back waiting for everybody to do as far as, man, you talking about this guy getting railroaded and everybody you see getting railroaded. Man, you could be the next one. That's all I'm saying. Absolutely. Military man on the battlefield don't think he will be wounded. Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, man. King Arch said, Calvin, when I messed up, I took responsibility. We all know right from wrong. Man up and take the punishment. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue about that. We all have our own perspective. I'm just saying, be careful when you're on the other end. That's all I'm saying. What they do to one, they can do to us all. See, we stand back and we don't do nothing, man. CNUICU. Oh, CUN. No, CNU. ICU. Absolutely, it plays a role. And why alcoholics' crime need a severe penalty. By the way, I'm a black psychologist. So what are you saying? Maybe I'm missing something. No, I'm not defending that. See, now were you there, Chico, Kiko? See, that's what I'm saying. They got you convinced of this stuff. You wasn't there. We're just saying. I'm not defending anybody. But I'm saying, do you think he got a fair trial? Oh, yeah, we already did. Mark Klaus, he said, don't forget Lagai. Pay under the table changes many things there. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. It's the fiesta this week that's going to slow everything down. Yeah, that's right. I love the chime. This is the point I'm trying to make. And if they want your case to be tainted, all they got to do is leak some details out there to the media. The jury already knows everything from the media. Sir, it's a media circus. How in the world could you possibly? And then they'll say, oh, okay, well, let's move the venue, as if that's going to help. Well, we can't stop you from what you believe, but you wasn't there. And see, that's the difference. That's a big difference. Retired 2019, and I love the child. I attract frugal women. Yeah. Well, they say every soul attracts its own. So you must be frugal. They say you don't get what you want, you get what you are, from what I heard. And a lot of times, man, that makes sense. Ben A said the kid won his case. Oh, did he win the case already, Ben? Against the major news outlet. Oh, against the major news outlets because they smashed him in their news cycle and were clearly wrong in what they portrayed. Yeah, it just depends on what side you want to look at. China says today, whoever can make themselves famous can elude the consequences in their mind, but you ought to be intelligent to know the facts that actually happen. Yeah. But they're not even calling this an accident with Henry Ruggs III. That's what scares me. They're saying he intentionally did it. That's what's so crazy about it, guys. It was an accident. A tragic accident. To say that he got behind that wheel, could have killed himself too. And the young lady who was with him. And now they're even, to make matters worse, now they're sympathizing for the dog inside in the car. Rusty said morality is a choice. A society that abandons it will undermine and overwhelm any institution. Okay, Jacob Tanjay, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. But let's get back to the subject, guys. Is this a fair exchange? When the foreigner comes all the way over here to date and meet the Filipina. There's no right or wrong answer to this. But I just want to know where y'all mind is on that. I want everybody to be on the same page that, it's okay to pay to play over here. That's part of the rules. It's no fair exchange because you don't know what you're getting. There's no guarantee that what you're paying for. There's no warranty, by the way. Okay. And as far as you know, like a lot of us, all that money that you're spending is going to be for nothing. And that's what we'll say about that. Because she literally has nothing. She's bringing herself to the table. If you bring yourself to the table over here, you're going to be rejected. Okay, don't listen to them women that was on the panel the other day. They're not telling you the truth. Those women have been corrupted. Every last one of them are either married to a foreigner or they've been with a foreigner before. They're living good. They will never see one thing that you're going to learn, and it's not just Filipinos or Filipinas, it's everybody. A lot of people. Some people just forget where they come from. They're always going to sugarcoat it when you start talking to women like that were on my panel. They're never going to tell you how it really is. Now all of a sudden, all right, I can make it on my own. I didn't need you. I didn't tell you to do this. I didn't tell you to come over here. I didn't tell you to court me. See? Yeah, I actually did. Met one guy, Lagamus. He said, do you know anyone personally that doesn't come over for sex? I knew just one. But so that means the rule is still intact. That's what every man comes over here for. Okay? And this is what we have to admit to, Lagamus. See, I'm glad you are able to, tell it like it is, man. Everybody knows why you come over here. The Filipino knows why you come over here. Her family knows why you come over here. Everybody that comes in contact with you over here knows why you're here. You're only fooling yourself. I hate to tell you, they already know why you're here. Yeah, it was tainted, and I put that on me, as Anderson. I'll never do that again. Y'all see the reason why Esmeralda makes y'all get hot under the collar, the answer she gives, because that's coming from an uncorrupted Filipina. She's innocent like that, and that's how they are, really. when before they get involved with Westerners. They'll they're really naive, and they'll tell you they're truthful, really, about it. And they'll tell you a lot of the situations. Imagine how beautiful that girl is. She said, well, I said, well, why didn't you ever fool with a foreigner? She said, I don't think they find me attractive, because nobody ever, buzzed her on the dating site. Because a lot of us, we chase the same women and we don't even realize it. See, we're all chasing one thing, the Filipina, but the Filipina has to be more, what's the word I want? She has to be more flexible, because there's no telling what she's going to get. We know what we're going to get. We're going to get the Filipina, but she'll know, am I going to get a Russian, Chinese, American? Is he going to be black, African? What's he going to be? What do I got coming? See, I got to be prepared for it. I got to be able to adjust and adapt to that. We already know. See, so that's kind of advantage for us. Rusty says circumstances are different between the two. Be upfront, respectful, and transparent with her, and expect the same. But see, that's what this unspoken agreement is about, because they're not going to be upfront about it. It's going to be an around the about thing. They're not going to say it, but they know in their minds what it is. And the guys said, "Oh, you were being tough." I went back and looked at that live stream. I'm like, man, you guys is delusional. I wasn't tough on those women. I was just asking them some questions. By the way, they were questions that y'all asked. Like, what was the difference between dealing with a foreigner and dealing with a Filipino man? Hell, did nobody answer it? That was the problem. Nobody would answer. But I guarantee you, if Esmeralda would have been on there, she would have answered it. And any other Filipino that's never been with a foreigner, that doesn't have a good life now and everything like that, and the bills is paid for, and knowing that there's going to be food on the table when they get home, it makes a big difference, guys. If you don't think that it does, it does. But it's not really her fault, it's our fault. The minute we come in contact with them, even online, we start chipping away at this innocence, at this her realness, because now she becomes somebody else. Oh yeah, no doubt. He said, Calvin, in the U.S., most Filipinos are so westernized. I don't want that at all. Yeah, I don't either. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. And I tell you all the time, when my wife came over there in 2014, I took her to that first Catholic mass. By the way, it was my first mistake. You see a whole different, they're nothing like the Filipinos over here. I couldn't believe it. To be honest with you, it's just like being in a room full of Americans. Nobody talked to you. Nobody said anything to you. Nobody even acknowledged me. And I was like, this couldn't be the Filipinos. I said, it's a good thing I've been coming here for 5 years, or I would have never come over here. Jay Franklin, thanks for that super chat. He said, yeah, man. She said she don't need a man. He said, I threw my phone. Yeah, it's easy to say that. Calvin has inflation over there. I watched Brian's video, and crab legs, 6,000 pesos there at the supermarket, 6,000 freaking pesos. I don't know where he's getting his crab legs. You know what? See, that's $120. But inflation, it affects a lot of things, Ishmael, but not everything. If you go into the grocery store, you're going to see, okay, I bought some Magnum, them little ice cream bars. Okay, what's today? Thursday. I went Sunday and bought a box. It's 6 mini Magnum ice cream bars. They were 185 pesos. I went back on Tuesday. They were 199. See, and because I buy the same things when I go to the grocery store, that's how I know that the prices, man, are zooming up here. I mean, they're going crazy over here. when it comes to fuel, food, that power, that sort of thing like that. But some things it just doesn't touch. Labor, rent, it just doesn't water. It doesn't touch a lot of stuff, but some stuff, yeah, it's went up, but not enough that it's going to catch America. Not it's going to, you're going to be like, oh man, I'm going back home. They've been saying this ever since I've been coming here in 2009. Oh, pretty soon the inflation is going to be like you living in America. No, it's not, man. They've got 2/3 of their population lives on about $2 a day. There's no way they're going to raise that inflation up like that. James Lyon said, Cliff says, what he get? What are you talking about? I don't understand. Make yourself. Yeah, that Magnum ice cream over there, John. It's good. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Now you're putting words in her mouth. But the point is, she even said, if you go back and listen to it, she says, yeah, at first, when he first met me, absolutely, I was ready to go over there so that I could work and change my life and help my family. You hear her say that. Then it switched to something totally different toward the end. Go there and watch it again. Because I said, isn't it initially why you want a foreigner? Because what he can do for you? Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to go to America because the question was, the guy asked the question, he says, ask the women on the panel, do they want to go to America or do they want to stay in the Philippines and have a better life? And all of them had been to America except Jean, and she said, yeah, I want to go. But it just goes to show you, you get a beautiful woman like Jean, right? And I'm pretty sure, even the fact that she hasn't been taken over to America yet tells you something, guys. It's not a lot of men coming over here. They know, they know that you're a catch when you get over here. Because everybody that wants to go over there doesn't get to go. Yeah, I don't know what he was buying. I mean, how many was it? Was it the big king ones? Because you can go to the market here and get the small crabs. Yeah, they don't cost that much. But that's still a lot. But remember the S&R, it's like, isn't that sort of like Sam's Club or something like that? They sell in big bulk and stuff, right? Yeah, but see, you got to understand it's a very small amount. He said, okay, skeptical source says modern day Filipinas don't need a man to take them out of poverty. They are not waiting for that. But that's a small percentage of the Filipinas, man. What are you talking about? What's a modern day Filipino? Most Filipinos over here are in the masses. They would love for you to come over here as the knight in shining armor, sweep them off their feet. Curtis Eugene Thomas, I just wonder, why do they have to change when they come over here to America? Why don't they stay the same like they are there? That is what we like about them. Well, I don't care who you are. If you go to America, America's going to change you. That's just how it is. Coming here has changed me. And it's just our culture over there. Women are empowered over there, so they're going to start telling the Filipina how empowered she is. You don't have to put up with him. You can get a better man if you want. You don't really need him now. You're over here. And if you don't think that they say this stuff, man, I've sat around and I've heard them. They will come between your relationship over there. They'll do it, man. I've seen it. Happened to a brother over there. His brother was a good brother, man. He didn't live far from me. He got this woman from Pagadian City, Mindanao, in a 15 by 15 kubo, way out in the province, absolutely had nothing. And she had 2 children. One was a special child. But when the girl got to America, she got with that clique that she met at the church. And all of them were married to doctors. One was married to a doctor. One was married to a builder. I mean, these were successful men. See, a lot of us, not including me, but a lot of expats, man, some of them are more well off than you and me. And the Philippines, she's always going to compare herself. Even here, man, that's just one of the things that they do. It's cultural, I guess. And they made this girl feel like this man was not good for her, like he wasn't providing for her. He had a brand new truck, by the way, his own house, a good job. But because the people she was hanging with lived on these big farms and stuff like that, yeah, she ended up leaving him and coming back to the Philippines. I couldn't believe it. You know, y'all think that this stuff I'm telling y'all in my vlogs and stuff, man, it's just real life stuff. What I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. That's why I would tell anybody who's talking about doing a vlog, because people ask me all the time. I said, man, it takes a lot of luck to be sitting here and I got 332 people watching me. That doesn't just happen, man. A lot of things have to fall into place. Luck meaning preparation, a meeting opportunity, and then a lot of other stuff in between there. But luck is one thing. But another thing is just talk about your experiences. Don't talk about what you heard. Don't talk about what somebody told you. That way you can be sincere about it. You can, and it's going to come off. People are going to relate to you. The people who are going to relate to you. And let me say this before I move on. YouTube is nothing but a popularity contest, guys. Don't get caught up in these numbers. You know, because a guy sent me an email. He said, man, if you was a Filipino or a white man, you'd have X amount of subscribers, X amount of views. He said, because your content is so much better than theirs. And I said, yeah, brother, maybe you're right, but I don't worry about stuff like that because it's only a popularity contest. That's all it is. You know, I can't control who relates to who and who likes who and all that, because that's really what it boils down to. Maybe more guys, maybe he has more people who relate to him or her or whatever it is. But that's all it is a popularity contest. Don't get caught up into it. Don't let it discourage you. Just do the best you can. Yeah, the beach is alive. He said, John, yeah, it's top shelf stuff. It is. It's beautiful. I mean, it's delicious. I didn't even start eating Magnum till my Filipina wife in America bought it at Kroger's. I used to see it. I never even knew what Magnum ice cream was either, John. But it's a big deal over here. China's older vocal said, Filipino may need a man differently than a Western woman. Excuse me. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, more so. Pumpkin Joe's Philippine Experience says, my buddy Jermaine brought his Filipino wife back to America. Her new girlfriends asked her, why are you doing all this and that for him? She said, because if I don't, someone else will. Smart lady, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But that's the conversation they have with the women. You're over here now. They tell them their rights. You don't have to put up with this and that. You know, if you don't want to have sex, just tell them you're tired and everything like that. Pete Teller says, Western culture in terms of healthy relationships spells disaster. High divorce rates, old men with young women can only exist on foreign land. Just fact. And especially over there, man. You got the next pat. He wants your woman. Then you got her friends. You just get, it's not, will something go wrong? You know, what risk do you run when you bring your woman over? A lot. Does it work out? Yeah, but a lot of them don't, man. It's a lot of women over there. my wife included, but we didn't fall out, guys. That's not why we're split up. We fell out because she went back home and I didn't. She tried to get me to come back. I said, I'm through with that over there for a while. I need a break. And if you're going to stay over there, then I'm going to find somebody else because I'm not going to be over here by myself. And she made that choice, see? And that's why I tell you guys, don't put, that if you put that woman in between, if you put that visa in between you and your woman, she's going to choose the visa, man. More than likely. Because she knows she's going to find somebody over there, possibly younger, possibly that can do the same thing that you can do for her. And it doesn't really matter because now she's already there. She can do it for herself. If she's there for a period of time, she's going to realize that. I can get a credit card. I can get a car, my own place, because I'm working now. America, man, we've lowered the bar so low over there that, we're the easiest country in the world to earn a living and raise your family. I mean, it's a very low threshold now over there. Quiet Storms Marine said, you should have asked him how many people has he shared your content with. The guy who did this, I'm pretty sure he shares it. He was just giving his opinion. And I was just saying, it's basically a popularity contest. You can't go by. I don't look at other people's numbers because their numbers don't pay my bills. You understand? I don't worry about stuff like that. And that's why I tell people, because had a discussion with this guy last night, because we're going to help each other, really. This guy's sharp. He's one of the most talented foreigners I've ever met, probably in my life. I mean, this guy can do it everything. Lived in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm going to have him on the panel Tuesday for 25 years, trying to break in the music industry. He couldn't do it. So, man, this guy, he's unbelievable. And that's where he is. He's looking at his numbers and he's trying to figure out what he's doing wrong. And I said, man, you're not doing anything wrong. It takes a lot of luck to make it in YouTube, man. A lot of luck. A lot of things have to fall into place. Just continue to do what you're doing. And if you like it, maybe somebody is going to hear you that thinks like you. People follow me not because of me, but because of them. It just seems like that I'm thinking the same way they're thinking. As a matter of fact, he's 55, I'm 58. You know what his story was? He said, I'm in sales. This is him telling my story last night. It's a white guy, by the way. He says, man, I'm in sales. And he said the tricks that used to help him before, they no longer work. He said now he's got a lot of these young guys coming in, these new guys, and he has to train them, and they're looking down his nose at them. He said, I just got tired of it. I wanted something different. That was my story, man. And that's what it is. Eventually, if you keep talking, and, when you're talking about the right type of things, somebody's going to start listening, man. Hey, Wildebeest, thanks for that super chat. He said, fair exchange, yes. Equivalent exchange, no. Of course, this is my opinion on it. Yeah. And there's no right or wrong answer, Wildebeest. That's why I did the question. I told him last night, he said, Calvin, why do you think that your channel, grew, took off the way it did? I said, in my intro, I talk about the rat race and getting off the hamster wheel. I said, that's it. It's so many people over there in my country who are sick of that lifestyle. And that's what they gravitated to. It wasn't nothing like, it's not like I'm saying anything earth shattering. It's y'all can relate to me. We want the same things, really. I want a better life. I want something better than what I was getting over there. All those years of blood, sweat, and tears, and this is all I get is a damn plaque. F that, man. I'm sorry. And that's just my take. But yeah, guys, keep going. Don't quit. And don't get discouraged. You know, if you really like what you're doing, you're going to keep going. People don't understand, man. From July until, let's see, July, August, September, October, November, for about 4 months, nobody was listening to me. I promise you, go back in my early videos, you'll see I had like 100-something views, 200-something views. Then, as I got closer to 1,000 subscribers, YouTube will pick you up and throw you at the people. But if you don't have the content that they can relate to and that they like, then you don't have anything coming. That's the luck. That's the opportunity that YouTube gives you and your preparation coming together. If you don't have that, then, and that's what I tell guys who ask me, hey, Calvin, give me a shout out on my channel, on your channel, interview me on your channel. Say, okay, I can push people towards your channel, but you're responsible for keeping them around. I can't do that for you. Absolutely. And see, this is what they did not tell you. Seeing you, I see you. Seeing you, I see you. Yeah, I see it now. I got it. He said, Calvin, many P-Nights won't escape poverty and go to America. See, this is the nitty-gritty facts. But I wanted them to say it. I didn't want to say it. I was trying to pull it out of them, guys. I wasn't being hard on them. We know what it is. We just want to hear them say it. But they're never going to say it, especially after they've already made it. They're going to forget that part. They're going to sugarcoat that and say, oh, I could have stayed here all I wanted. I didn't have to go to America. I don't like America. And this and that. And, they sugarcoat stuff. Cliff and Rude. And see, Cliff is talking boots on the ground. He's talking real experience. He did it. He said, please know that what you're doing when you bring your lady to the States. Change is inevitable. Whether she's going to change for the better or for the worse, some women go into depression. They miss their family. They miss their friends. They miss their culture, the food. They miss a lot of stuff, man. And they're trying to make Filipino dishes with American ingredients. That don't work. And it's different. Okay, remember I told you that when you see two foreign, like me and John, and go out with Janessa and Marilyn, and we'll go to the restaurant, they will talk in their language. You know why? Because they don't want us to understand what they're talking about. They talk their language every day. They don't have to do that, and they both speak good English. But they're talking around us. They don't want us to know. But in America, it's different. They don't get to talk their language every day. It's different when you go around two couples or three couples like that, and the women start talking in their language. It's like me and John. We don't get to talking so much, so we talk our heads out, and that's what they do. But over here, it's a different story. John Wells said, Calvin, I thought I was the most talented foreigner that you have met. Well, you do have a talent for drinking, John. But yeah, John, you're a natural, man. Somebody said that about you the other day, and it's true. I forgot who said that. Somebody said that. Said Buck was a natural too. He says that's why y'all do good behind the camera. But I agree with that. None of your business. Says America has a fetish with indentured servant level employment. It's about exploitation. Don't think immigrants have it so easy. Oh, hell. I know they don't. I didn't have it easy, so I know they don't have it easy. Hell. But they got it a lot better. It may not be easy, but it's better. And when I threw that figure out there, I know y'all don't believe it, but look it up if you want to. Americans were only 4% of the population, but we own or control 25 to 40% of the world's natural resources. So because it was many years, Nobody else could afford the stuff we buy and make and sell, but now it is. The middle class in China's growing. The middle class in India is growing. The world is catching up to us, and you're going to see a difference. But that's the reason why a lot of people come to America. It's either that or starve. And it's not because they want the American dream. It's all about surviving. Pumpkin Joe's Philippine Experience said, I stopped dating Western women about 4 to 5 years before I left the States. I didn't care how well they were built. I just had zero interest. You know, I fought it all the way up until 2009 when I took that trip to Cancun, Mexico. That's when my eyes was open. I started meeting all these women from different countries over there, and especially the Mexican women. But I met 2 women from Venezuela. I mean, they were just so beautiful, and they were so humble and nice. And, you know, they were like, if you looked at them, you'd have thought they were like black women, but they weren't. They were from Venezuela. They were beautiful, man. But the way that they were so approachable, and my whole experience, I was there for 10 days, man. I had 10 of the most glorious days of my life up until that time. And that's when I said, oh, I'm done with this. I need something else. Yeah, I fought it all the way, Pumpkin Joe, till I got here. To be honest with you. Hey, JH, he said, take care, NTZ, stay blue. That was a good, I love the, Ishmael Marsh says, I prefer a Filipino with a job. Then I'd know she's serious. Well, what's having a job have to do with being serious, Ishmael? Now, there's a lot of truth in what you're saying in this statement. If you come over here and you date a Filipino that has a real job, she's already vetted herself. NBI, which is, you know, like the FBI over there, she got to have a background check, barangay check, physical. She's went through all that. She's went through the ringer. So you know she's legit. But as far as then you know she's serious, I don't understand what you mean by that. You have to explain that a little bit more. AJ said, like that old saying, fellas don't take sand to the beach. Yeah, especially this beach. You're going to be very disappointed. If I could do it all over again, which obviously I can't, I would just come over here and meet somebody. That's why I tell you guys to do that. Not that, you know, there's anything wrong. There's not good women online. It is. But it's so much better in person. Because I'm going to be honest with you, okay? They're having a fiesta going on right now, right? Okay, so me and my girlfriend, we go over there because I bought her a plant. She saw this nice plant that she wanted. She told me about it. So we went over and bought it. It was only 300 pesos, right? So she's over there talking to the man. I'm just standing there, just waiting. And these 2 just gorgeous women, man, walk by. And I'm talking about this. One of them was my type, 100%, man. And she looked me up and down, smiled, and, you know, it was just, I don't know how to explain it, to be honest with you. But, it, you know, that happens over and over and over. But I'm happy with my woman. I'm just saying that, you know, this was a serious woman, man. Little waist, man. She was shaped like this. I mean, she had the perfect shape. And she had her hair like in one big pony, plaited down in one big ponytail. She was beautiful, man. And it's just, you know, Filipinos they're just not shallow like the women over there. If you see a beautiful woman, you speak to her, she's going to speak back. It doesn't mean that she wants you, but at least she's going to speak back. And then, you know, some hellos are different than others. Cliff from Rue says, I met Rue online, but would have done it differently knowing what I know now. Yeah, And that's a fact, because I don't care how shy you are, they're going to be 10 times shyer than you. And it really don't take a whole lot to meet somebody over here. Don't you know that they've got something over here called chat mates, text mates rather? They chat. They text on the phone. It's like remember the old party lines that we had a long time ago? But they got these chat lines over here, and they're chatting. And they establish relationships right there. Then they'll meet at the mall. Some of them get married, man. It's a simple life over here, guys. Iskandari Television said, Ishmael Marshall, she did have a job. Don't complain why she doesn't have any time for you, because her family definitely coming before you. Yeah. And see, that's the thing, man. I can't understand what Ishmael Marsh was saying, but I don't think he really understands the situation over here. If a woman has a job over here, she's not going to have any time for you. They work some serious hours over here. Not only that, but when they get out, guys, it's not like they have laundromats and washing machines when they go home. Now they got to go home and work, wash the uniform for the next day, and all kind of stuff. Cook the food, the rice, and all that. But see, this is a great point here, Lynn. It's a great point you make. Personally, I don't like men who act like women, so I can see why a man wouldn't want a bossy woman. Yeah, that's what's the problem with my American wife. She just got to the point where I just said, look, if I would have wanted a man, I would have married a man. She's too confrontational. I'm supposed to put up with all of her imperfections, but I'm supposed to be perfect. She can gain 50 pounds and, not finish high school. And, she was a beautiful lady, inside and out, I'm saying. But I wasn't supposed to demand better from her. But I was supposed to be this juggernaut of a man. I wasn't supposed to have nothing wrong with me. And I think that's the problem. That's what I got tired of over there. And it's a lot different over here. Believe it or not. It's a whole lot different. Women, they do expect you to take care of them over here, but that's really about it. Your appearance and all of that stuff, it doesn't matter. They really judge you by your character over here. And that's all I can ask. Being a black man from America, man, that was like finding a needle at the bottom of a haystack. All the crazy stories I heard about Filipinas and Filipinos and black people and all that. And then I get over here and hell, they treat me like a damn king. They roll out the brightest red carpet. My colors never come up. They call me Sir Calvin. I'm, other than just obviously from the sight of it, because I've never had any problems over here getting women, man, or anything really. No one's ever given me a problem. Yeah, and Filipinos, they won't eye candy. If they could have a nice looking man who also could give them a better life, that's what they want. But a lot of times, you can't have your cake and eat it too. But it's, this is being real right here. She said, always nice to have eye candy. Makes the journey more fun. And see, I made a mistake. I settled a lot of times. And I was determined this time around I wasn't going to settle. I wanted a woman that absolutely turned me on. And I don't know what she wanted, but I know what I want. I can only be responsible for me. I wanted a woman that absolutely turned me on and kept me hot under the collar. And, and bring out the man in me. I wanted that. And that's what I've got. Now, is she the nicest looking woman I've ever had? No. Is the most intelligent? No. Does she have more money? No. But when you add it all up, yeah, she's got everything I want. Hey, Atlanta Yardy, thanks for the super chase. Hi, Calvin, good content partner. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man, for your support. But seeing you, Sinicious, only if money is about, maybe I missed something right there. Okay. Yeah, Cliff, he wants you to explain what you have done differently. I think he's talking about he wouldn't have met somebody online. Quiet Storms Marine. You know, I'm gonna tell you the truth, guys. If you're gonna get online, wait till you get over here and get online. You're already here. See, that's game right there. That's when you get a foot up on the women over here. See, they can't play a lot of the games that they play on you 8,000 miles away. If you're in Cebu and you're dealing with women from Cebu and say, yeah, let's meet at Ayala Mall. I'm here already. I got her last night or whatever it is. Muchi T says, Calvin, does education level matter? Do you think college and non-college educated Filipinos behave the same? To a certain extent, they do because the culture is so thick here, Muchi. And a lot of women who don't have a college education, you wouldn't know unless you asked them. A lot of Filipinos, you know, they learn, the ones that you talk to, they speak English so well. And that's the reason they're out there. That's the reason they're on there. It's very few women that are on them dating sites that can't speak English. Those are the ones who, now I wouldn't say non-college educated, I would say who probably didn't finish school. See, a lot of people over here, they didn't finish school. They can't afford to finish school. So, okay, like my son's mother, her mother and father, the father went to grade 3 and the mother only went to grade 1. They don't know a lick of English to this day. So if you're going to say the educated versus non-educated, I'm going to say college educated because it's some sharp cookies over here that never went to college. They speak great English and everything like that. Then yeah, it's a big difference. But some people over here, man, some women over here that can't speak English. They didn't get that far in school to learn it. Frank Tate said, I told my wife that she didn't have to work. She was not making enough money for it to be worth it anyway. I make enough for both of us. See, and that's usually how it works, Frank. That's how I did every woman I've ever dealt with. You know, let's spend our time together. I don't want you running around everywhere. And with her, she had a good job, but her clients wouldn't pay her. They'll pay her when they want to. And I just said, honey, it's not worth it. I didn't like to see her, she come home frustrated. And then if she did have a good day, hell, she put her life in jeopardy, carrying around all that money and stuff. And then when Booby was born, Booby really, pushed the limit, really. Lynn San Diego 102 says, if you're starting over, why settle? Go for the one that makes you feel young again. And it's true. And this is why a lot of my videos, I'm telling guys, don't settle. You don't have to settle when you come over here. Know what you want and get it. It's not taking advantage of anybody. It's not denying anybody anything. But you know what you want. Don't settle for anything less than that. Don't recreate your funky life over here that you had over there. Don't bring anything with you over here but your bank account, basically. Oh, it's not true. It's not true. But I'll read your question, Edward Bland. Thank you. See, I was just curious. I'm a black man. I keep hearing on other YouTube saying that black people can't have facial hair. Do you believe that to be true? No. Filipinos, they're not that shallow, man. The guy seeing you, I see you, said it. He said they're dating you to escape poverty, man. They want a better life. They don't care about that, man. Because they're going to butter you up and whip you anyway to the point where, hell, you'll shave your own damn beard off. Now, I'm just being honest with you. She ain't going to have to tell you to do it. You're going to do it yourself, trying to look better for her or something. But no, they're not that. Race don't mean a whole lot, guys. People have their preferences, all right? And don't hold that against them. Everybody has their preference. you evidently you prefer Filipino women, so you coming over here. So if they prefer white or they prefer brown or Asian, don't be mad about that. There's enough women though for you. You don't have to worry about that. Robert Dame said, set me free. That was her response when I said, what happens if I don't want you working? She said, my parents might set me free. Yeah, you're going to have to replace that money, Robert. You know that, though. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that, Ishmael. He says he's looking for a woman, he's looking for a strong, solid relationship where both stand on their feet. It just depends on what you want. That's what you want, then don't sell for anything less than that. Yeah, and you don't have to do this. I was talking to a guy today, and I said, look, man, it's really not your responsibility. I said, because they were doing just fine before you came on the scene. But as long as you say yes, they're going to take it. Okay, replace the money that you took out of the house, and that's really about it, man. Because if you get involved in that, you ain't gonna you'll never win. You'll never escape this. There's always going to be somebody else asking. There's always going to be somebody else needing something. But if you put it out there already, look, do something like John's doing. He gives his wife the money. Look, you need money, you go to her. But they just don't ask you for money like that, man. If they do, it's a red flag, man. You gotta throw her back. I'm sorry. Because, when I say when you marry a Filipino, you marry her whole family, what I mean is they're just alike. They're all do the same things alike. So if they're asking for money, she's in on it some kind of way. I've never had that problem. I don't care. I mean, and my son's mother lives up in their family. Now, she built them a beautiful home, but they grew up in the mountain province. They're absolutely nothing. Like I said, her mother was grade 3. The father was grade 1. My wife, they live in the squatters area. Family never asked me for not one peso. And my girlfriend now, I mean, nothing. They're not like that, guys. They're proud. They'll go out and, that's one thing that Elena for real said that was true. They will go out and work and provide, and that's a fact. But if you come over here, you want to be Mr. Big Bucks and you start slinging money, they're not going to turn it down. But to be honest with you, man, most Filipinos, their families aren't going to ask you for nothing, man. And if they do, just tell them no. Well, you might have something here, Moochie T. He said, Calvin, the reason I ask is due to my general observation that most, not all people without a college education tend to be more emotional and hasty in decision making rather than logical and patient. Yeah, but like I said, when you're dealing with this culture over here, the culture is so thick. And that's why when you saw the panel that I had the other day, it was so different. Because whenever a Filipina asks me for tips on her channel and different things like that, and I give them advice, they never follow it because it goes against their traditions. It goes against their culture. They're never going to go against that. And that's how it is when it comes to how they act over here, whether they have a college education or not. You really can't upgrade over here. If you got a good woman over here, you better keep her. There's no upgrade. She's going to have a different face, maybe a different body, but that's about it. The culture is going to be there, man. Absolutely. Yeah. He said, yeah, but they want a man that's going to take care of them. Look, when I tell you guys, I tell you my boots on the ground experience. My girlfriend told me, she said, yeah. She said, I had a relationship with two Filipino men. I got tired of being by myself, struggling to make ends meet for my children. I wanted some help. That's why I love her, man. She's so honest. That's a real Filipino. Before I came in contact with her, you know what I'm saying? They will tell you that. But once they get, once you don't, once you come in contact with them and you change their whole life all around, the stories get sweeter and sweeter, man. They're not going to tell you stuff like that anymore. It's always going to seem like, oh, well, I didn't need you to do all of this. I didn't need you to do all of that. But they'll tell you, I want somebody to help me. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And that's why I say, is it a fair exchange? Alexander R.P. King, thanks for that super chat. He said, I'm 41 years old, and I realize there's more to life than chasing women. No offense to anyone. I would like to visit the Philippines. Where do you recommend I visit first? Also, always enjoy the content. Thank you. I would say flying to Cebu, spend a couple of days in Cebu, see some of those, go to Cebu City. There's a couple of, how long you want to be here? I would say spend, a couple of days, 2 or 3 days in Cebu. Fly out to Boracay, and it's only like a 40-minute flight. Even if it's that far. Stay there and then come back to Cebu Island and visit some of those resorts. But if you're a first-time visitor to the Philippines, you have to go to Boracay. It's just, of all the tourist attractions here, to me, it's the most organized. It's the most foreigner-friendly, especially with the food and everything like that, the nightlife, all the beautiful people. It's just a long, beautiful beach, man. It's big enough for everybody that's going to be there. And you're going to make some memories there. But there's so many once-in-a-lifetime destinations. But he asked me, where do you recommend I visit first? Flying to Mactan. Ride over to the bridge, stay over there a few days. Go up to the tops, where you go over top Cebu and look out over the city. Go at night. Take some pictures of that. Go to the Taoist temple in Cebu. It's a lot that you can see in Cebu. Yeah, Iskandari, yeah. He said, yes, replace her salary and the money she's sending home. That really should be your only responsibility. Now, have people done more? Yeah, they have done more. But a lot of times it's of their own free will. The Filipina didn't ask them or the family. I know guys over here who built the mother a house, started businesses for family members, but the family didn't ask them. They did it themselves. And that's usually what happens, XXXXXX is heartbreaking in the sense many leave young babies behind. When they come back, their children are then adults. Miss every birthday and precious moments. Really sad. Yeah. See, that's why me and my wife, we didn't fall out. Okay. But we've fallen out now because she's left our son over here as if she needs to be over there working when she knows she doesn't. That's the excuse that she's giving, and it pisses me off because she don't want him with me either. He could have a really good life here in St. Carlos City, by the way, than living in that squatters area. But yeah, you're right. It's heartbreaking. My son's mother hasn't seen them in 6 years, but she takes good care of them. But man, I couldn't imagine being their age without my mother around. But you can't, remember I told you they're hard-headed? They're like a brick wall, and once they make up their mind, you can't reach them. You can't get through to them. And this is one thing, you will never reach them. You can't get them to see how important it is that the nurturing, the love and the nurturing, the care of the mother. Because I was okay without my father being in the house, but I'd have lost my mind if my mother wasn't there. But yeah, that's what, because, I talked to my son, and his name is Gabriel. He's 9. And it just, I don't know, man. That's the only contention that I have over here, because he said, Daddy, I'm lonely here. And I know he is, because I was. I like to went crazy there. And if she doesn't want to be there, he certainly doesn't want to be there. And that's what pissed me off. And that's why me and her has fallen out. Hey, Mr. Tucker, how you doing? But yeah, that's it's going to be an area of contention when you come over here and you start having babies and it doesn't work out. You're going to see the culture differences then. Yeah. Thanks, Retired 2019. That's my buddy Herb. He said, Calvin, thanks for the super chat. He said, Calvin, if a man can't afford to give his woman at least 10,000 pesos per month, then maybe he's not ready for a committed relationship. Yeah, I agree with you, especially over here, man. Y'all don't understand, man. This isn't the same dynamics, are not the same dynamics over there. I mean, and why wouldn't you want to give a woman $200 a month? I don't care what she does with it. If she wants to give it all to her family, don't you want her to be happy? I mean, you want her to make you happy. See, that's being selfish, man. It's being inconsiderate. You have to understand, man, that, she's making a lot of sacrifices being with you. I don't know about the figures, but I wouldn't doubt anything like that, because we were over here for many, many years, Skeptical Sorcerer. He says the documentary I saw estimates there are 250,000 children of Americans over there. I wouldn't argue with you on that, because we've been here for a long, long time, at least since 1899. Americans have had, a connection with the Philippines. So that number wouldn't shock me. Because some guy wants me to do a video about that. And I said, well, he said to make sure that when guys come over here, they're responsible and, don't leave, children behind and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. And I just gave him the facts. I said, look, 95% of the people, even if I made a video like that, 95% of the people are going to adhere to that, whether I do a video or not. But there's a 5% that's unreachable. No matter what I say or anybody else says, they're not going to listen. They're going to come over here and they're going to mess up. It's the same with this stop the violence nonsense that they've got going on in my community at home. 95% of us, we bought into that. We stopped the violence. But that 5%, no matter how many campaigns you have, no matter how many more police you put on the force, no matter this, no matter that, they're going to do what that 5% does. So instead of focusing all our resources, all their energy toward that 5%, put it toward the 95%. Some guys, they just ornery, man. Now, I can't teach morals to people without morals. I mean, who am I? Hell, I'm not a saint. I wouldn't even think to do a video like that, really. But I may do something with a twist on it. But it's not going to be telling guys to come over here and be responsible when 95% of you, maybe even more than that, are responsible when you get over here and you do the right thing over here. Just, from what I'm seeing. Well, Lynn, in a perfect world, in a perfect Philippines, you're right. She said, I think in the Philippines, the child's over 7 years old, he can choose which parent he wants to live with. But I think by you being a Filipino, I think you know that more than likely the child is going to be with the mother. And then it's whatever the mother and her father and her family decides. The man really has no say-so in all of that. Okay. My son's brother, he's never seen his father, and they won't let the father see him because he's never given any support. So it's just how it is over here. I'm not saying it's wrong, but you got to understand what you're getting yourself into when you come over here. It's not America, and they don't want to hear that stuff, A lot of times it's going to be whatever the mother and the family says, and that's what's been my experience. Hey, thinking big, believing big. Thanks for the super chat. He said, love the content. It really helped prepare me for my trip. And that's really all I'm trying to do. My channel, people keep forgetting, it's for the new man and woman. I get a lot of hard ankles on here, and they give me a lot of problems because they say, oh, man, everybody knows that. No, they don't. Yes, general information. Yeah, to the people who've never been here before, it's a big deal. But to you, you've been over here 20 times. You can walk through Manila blindfolded, but these guys can't. Daryl Fulmer said, God will bless you threefold for giving and helping. Just don't let anyone take advantage of you. Some are good and gracious, but there are those who try to take advantage of your kindness. Yeah. And you're going to recognize that. And that's when you just got to say, hey, I'm sorry. And, if the wife wants to work and give extra, then let her give extra. Because you don't want her going behind your back. Big D says, retired 2019. I could give my wife $50,000, but I take good care of her and she has a good life. So why should I give her money? Well, I don't think he really means that. I think he means like to help her family. Do you help the family, Big D? Are you one of them tough guys that say, if the Filipino man don't have to take care of the family, I don't have to take care of the family? I mean, let us know, because there's a difference between us and Filipino men, guys. You can't put us in the same category. I've gotten that question 4 or 5 times. 2 on my last video, believe it or not. It says, why does the Filipino man get a pass? Why doesn't he have to help the family? Well, I mean, if you really want the nitty gritty, you can't get something for nothing. He don't have nothing, and they know he don't have nothing. Okay, or he just has enough for them. And he's not going to make her quit her job. If she's got a job, she's going to continue to keep her job. Okay, but you're different. You're going to come over here. You want all her time. You want all her attention. So you're going to ask her to quit her job. The 10,000 pesos that she was giving her family, you need to give that back. I mean, you don't have to do nothing, but damn, if I'm a Filipino and I'm looking at Filipina and I'm looking at this live stream right now, and you need to listen real closely. If you get involved with a man who doesn't want to replace that money that you were giving your family, then you probably going to be with the wrong man, to be honest with you. I mean, that's being cheap. You're not in America. To be honest with you. But see, this is the lie that people, this is the rumor and really the myth that people keep spreading. He said, why Mac 80 years old with a young lady in his pension? It's his own money, right? You very seldom see that, if ever. What you usually see over here is men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s with women somewhere in their, early to mid 20s. That's really what you see. And these men have a lot of life left. They're giving these women a run for their money. It's not a bunch of old men needing help getting across the street. See, that's a myth. If you see an 80-year-old man over here, he's been here for 30 years. Okay? That's usually what it is. To be honest with you. If you see a man 80 years old over here, he's been here for 30 years, he played all his cards, and he's ready at any time. Hey, Bill Smith, thanks for the super chat. He said, Calvin, let's ask the nitty gritty. Would most Filipinos look for a younger and richer guy if you move her back to the U.S.? Does her age affect that answer? Well, really, they don't. Really, they don't, to be honest with you. But some do. That's a risk that you run. See what I'm saying? It's not whether she's going to change. That's the wrong question. Is she going to leave me when I go over there? It should be, what risk do I run by bringing her there? And that's one of them, Bill. That's a risk you take. Because who knows, you don't really know your woman, really, and you don't know what she's going to do when you bring her over there. We don't give it enough time. Okay, the guy now, the American I told you I was with last night, this guy, and I'm gonna have him on here, and he's gonna give some of you guys some hope. The guys who want that guarantee. He came over here for 2 weeks, met the lady, and that's it. He never met another Filipina. They've been together for 11 years. He brought her to America. They've been back to the Philippines for 4 years. So he said he didn't have any problems. And that's just how it is, but that's a risk that you run, Bill. Doesn't mean she's going to do it. Mine didn't run off. We spent 8, I'm going to just have to be honest with you, man, just wonderful years together. I just couldn't convince her that I really needed a break from that place. And when I found that, when I knew she wasn't coming back, I said, hey, I have to make some changes, and that's really what that's all about. But man didn't leave, but it's a risk you take. Hey, Jay Franklin, thanks for that super chat. He said all they heard was 10,000 pesos. Look at the views going up. But that's really not a lot of money to you, but over here's a lot of money. That would prevent her from having to go out and work. Okay. Yeah, it's a real risk, Moochie T. It's a real risk that you run. It's a risk that she's going to just run off. She doesn't have to have another man. That's happened. We had a group on Facebook. It was black men with Filipinas or something like that. Filipinas with black guys or something like that. These Facebook groups. Well, some guy on there, he had come over here 2 weeks, met his Filipina. They got married over here, by the way. He goes back, he does the CR1, whatever it is, when you're married. Well, on her way here, she says, oh, you need to buy the ticket to New Jersey first. I need to go see my family in New Jersey first. And everybody was like, look, man, that's a red flag, dude. Don't buy that ticket. Tell her bring her ass to Florida, all that money you done spent and you did this. How dare she ask for 2 weeks to be with her family in Florida? Well, he does it because he's in love and he trusts her. He got mad at us for saying, hey, it's a red flag. But, of course, y'all know the rest of the story. She made it back, but she wanted the 2 weeks because when you marry a Filipino here, it's different than a fiance visa. When you get over to America with a fiance visa, you got 90 days, but then you got to file for the green card. It takes a while to get the green card, but if you marry her here and then bring her over, it takes longer. But when she gets here, sometimes the green card meets her here. No more than a week later. And that's what happened. She got back from New Jersey. He was at work. That green card came in the mail. She was gone. She wasn't with him not 1 week. And he did everything he could to try to get her deported, and nothing worked. You know, because I said, man, she's got protections now. He went to the, what you call it, Homeland Security. No, sorry, she hasn't done anything wrong, sir. Philip Rogers says, your Filipino may not leave you if you take her to America, but she would definitely change. Yeah, they're going to change, and more so than if you leave her here and give her a better life. That's why I would say stay here, you know. And if I really wanted my girlfriend to go to America, would she go? Yeah, but she really don't want to go. And, you know, we done built this house now. It's like, we're not going over there. Yeah, Anderson said, get the thumbs up. How many thumbs up we got? But yeah, guys, a lot of us, you know, see, remember what I'm saying, you know, you can't beat on yourself for 18 months and think you're okay. Some of us, we're not in our right state of mind, man. Try to calm down a little bit, get your life together before you get over it. Don't come over here desperate and lonely. If you do, man, you're asking for trouble. You know, try to calm down. Maybe meet a few local women over there before you get over here. Yeah, this is true. See, Lynn says she had thought that way before they arrived in the U.S. She never felt close to him. That sucked for him. We don't know these women enough, guys. And that's the problem. And then you want to bring them to your country, and then you want to be surprised that she does this or does that. Why are you surprised? You don't even know her. You don't know what she's capable of doing. I met my wife in 2010. She came over in 2014. I knew her. And that's why we were together for as long as we were. She wasn't going anywhere. But the problem was she had got acclimated to America. She didn't want any parts of the Philippines, but she didn't tell me that. She kept it in. So when I said, hey, let's go to the Philippines for a few years, I need a break. Okay, yeah. Knowing in her mind that she wasn't going to stay here. See? Skeptical Sorcerer says, I dated many single moms, didn't have any crazy demands, but if one comes along, then it's time to set boundaries. It just depends on what you want, man. I'm not that shallow, but I can't tell no other man what kind of woman he wants, what kind of situation he wants. I wouldn't blame you, believe it or not. But see, this is it. See, this is why I told you, Moochie T, that I'm going to bring that guy on the panel, and he's going to give some hope to the guys who want a guarantee. They want me to give them a guarantee, and I can't do it. They want me to guarantee that when they come over here, they're going to meet a good woman, a good wife, and they're going to ride off in the sunset. But I give you the 360. I would never lie to you like that. It's no guarantee. You're gambling. And some of us win. A lot of us lose. He said you can never know what someone has inside their heart. As a man, your duty is to mitigate potential pitfalls. Nothing's guaranteed. See, that's the word. We want a guarantee, though. We've heard such good stuff about Philippines and everything, and we want a guarantee. But I'm sorry, guys, it don't work like that. There's no guarantee over here. You know, he found a good woman. I told you I got a friend in Carrollton, Kentucky. He came over here one time. Plenty of people that's done that. I wasn't that fortunate because I'm funny when it comes to a lot of stuff, and I get bored quick too. And I'm not afraid to admit I made a mistake. And that's probably why, because I won't just stay with somebody. I did that before, just to make it look like I've got a good marriage, and I don't want to be uh, a failure or something like that. I did. Wow, Edward Bland said 129 thumbs up. Man, y'all should be ashamed, really, man. It's 352 people watching, 129. See, that's the kind of stuff I don't understand. Y'all know it helps me, guys. I mean, why sit on here and don't hit the thumbs up? I mean, let's help each other, guys. That helps me. That's free. I mean, really. Why don't you sit on here and not even give a thumbs up? Well, give a thumbs down then. Either way, don't just sit there and don't do nothing. Well, he's got something here. He said these foreigners' first mistake is when they bring their women to America, they let Filipinos go easy on TikTok. Well, see, Facebook is the holy grail over here. Now, Facebook is the Bible. TikTok has become the holy grail over here. Man, it's different over here, the way they deal with Facebook and stuff over here and TikTok. It's on a whole other level, man. If you go on Facebook and you like a woman's profile picture or post or something, man, you got problems, man, over here. It's stupid, but that's just how it is, guys. You got to be careful. And they stay on it. 98% of Filipinos who are online, with access to online, have Facebook. That's a lot of people. It's a big deal over here. It's not just like it is for us. My girlfriend spends hours on that damn thing. I heard Teal said, I gave 3 thumbs up, but only 1 registered. That's crazy. Now this is a good question. And just the way it is, see, he said, why don't Filipino women get called out for scamming like Nigerian men? Because they're on their home turf. And, they're protecting their own. See, they're not going to put that out there for the world. But you got to understand that the world already has that reputation about the Filipino, that she's a scammer. So what they have to do is try to overcome that reputation. It's a lot thicker than the Nigerians. The Nigerians now, the reputation they got is running drugs, not scamming, but okay, yeah, Bill Smith, yeah. But the guy said at 11:56, he said it was 129. But yeah, now it's about where it should be. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, Bill. But yeah, see, that's the thing about Filipinos. They already have their reputation around the world. They're trying to do everything to overcome it. So that's why I tell you that law where they they made that law about foreigner, you can't be with kids over here unless they're your kids. They made that to target us. And they always put the foreigner pedophile on the front page, but not the Filipino pedophile. Hey, what's going on, Brandon Paul? Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. New York City. Yeah, but it's just they're on their home turf. Brian Nichols said Meta book. It's no longer Facebook. Yeah, and see, he's right about this too. Now, just because you give a woman some money and then she doesn't cooperate with you, but if they called the Nigerian scam a scam, then Filipinos are doing the same things, guys. But a lot of times he's right. The Filipinos not scamming men. We're giving our money to them, voluntarily. And then when she runs out with somebody else or doesn't no longer want our advances, we call them a scammer. I don't think that's a scammer. Hey, thank you, Erlen Gobb. He said, hit that thumbs up when you join the stream. That way you don't forget the tip. Great content as usual, Calvin. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to get off here, guys. We got to go over here. We're going to take the kids. They've got I'm not going to be over here long, man. I went back and played tennis yesterday. I'm hard-headed, man. I see those guys out there, man. It's just so addicting, and it's stiffened up. Not like it was, but I just need to take maybe 2 or 3 months off. We're going to take them over here to People's Park. They've got Pinta Flores, the fiesta going on over here. It's a lot going on. Mawani, my favorite place from John. I don't know if you and Janessa want to go here, but November the 3rd, yesterday until tomorrow, they're going to have a reggae band there. It's free to get in. You got to make reservations for the festival. That'll be nice, you know. Paul Smith says, isn't it that the Nigerian stories are always about lonely old ladies losing their savings? Some of them. But this one where they just busted these two, this was an older, like a middle-aged Filipina business lady. And they make them fall in love, and what they do is they start showing each other their parts, but the lady didn't know that the Nigerians, they were recording hers and taking photos of her body parts and then trying to blackmail her. And that's why I was told you guys, one guy came on and he said, don't show your meat until you meet. That made sense. Don't do that, guys, because I'm going to tell you something. That could stop you from ever getting into the Philippines if they knew you were doing something like that. Lynn San Diego 102 said, why take months off? You hurt your knee. I really just overworked it, Lynn. I played 28. I had a tournament a couple of weeks ago I sponsored, and one of the players didn't show up for the second game. So after playing to a 7-7 tie, then a 10-game tiebreaker, I took his place and played to an 8-6. We lost 8 games to 6, and it hasn't been the same since. Alchemist 89 says, are there any music studios in your part of the Philippines? The American guy I'm telling you about, he's got a nice setup in his house. I mean, this guy is the real deal. But they've got one more here run by a Filipino. He's actually got a studio outside of his house. But this American guy's got the real. I was over there last night. He's going to help me. Remember, I put it out there, I'm going to make an album, and I'll be damned if I don't meet this guy. I met him for some other reason to do a drone video for me. But matter of fact, he didn't charge me. He said, when you see this video, you're going to be shocked. He's a professional, by the way. He said, just help me promote my channel. You know, that's what I'm going to do. But I go over his house, and he's got this elaborate music setup. I'm like, wow. I mean, and he's really a singer, really a musician, lived in Nashville for 25 years, trying to break into the industry, and was actually played backup, studio musician on some real well-known songs from some Nashville artists. So imagine that. You think that's coincidence, man. It's not. And he's going to, because I let him listen to some of my songs. He said, yeah. He said, it's cringy. It's got that karaoke sound to it. He said, but listen, here's what I'm going to do for you. And he showed me. He's got a song he made with his 8-year-old daughter. It convinced me. I said, this guy's going to really help me. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about right here. BJ, he says, that was a scam out of Manila, getting guys to show themselves naked online and then the blackmailing them with the pics and video. Yeah, and they still do that, guys. Be careful, guys, okay? Don't do that until you have a real good, firm relationship with the woman. You've been with her. She's been with you. You got an established relationship, that sort of thing. RLV says I was a victim of the Nigerian ATM scheme in Taguig. BPI credited back my money. Well, see, there's a couple of gangs over here now, the Nigerians, but mostly it's these Eastern European gypsies, man. They're tearing people up, man. And if it wasn't for them being so damn greedy, they'd still be on a prowl right now. A guy was caught with like 350-something thousand pesos in a couple of hours, by the way. Why you want to be greedy, man? Take that and go on back to wherever gypsies stay and be happy with that and come back tomorrow. But now, somebody, he set off something in the system and they set him up and caught him. But thank y'all so much, as always, man. Your super stickers, super chats, thumbs up, all your support for me, man. And when I say it, man, I really mean it. This is your channel. Without y'all, it's nothing, man. I'd still be talking out there in the universe. But it's truly amazing, man. I could never imagine look up and have 23,000 subscribers, 4 million views. Why me? You know, and I told the guy last night, a lot of things had to have lined up, man, for me, for all this to be happening, especially as quick as it did. And I'll never take it for granted. So take care, guys. Stay safe, stay COVID free. Join us tomorrow for the Sunshine Shoulders, Moonshine Shoulders Happy Hour. I have John back over. Remember, tomorrow is his, for every drink he takes, for every super chat, he's going to take a drink. I'm going to get him, I'll get you the beer. Or do you want me to get you the Tender White, John, and you're going to get the beer or vice versa, whatever it is. Thank you, Mr. Tucker. I appreciate it. But he said, Calvin, when I get done with you, they're going to take your music for seriously. He said, because you're a decent artist. He said, but your system is crap. But thank y'all so much, guys. I appreciate it. Stay safe, guys. I'll see you next time.